Hey everybody, welcome back to One Seed, One World. So yesterday I started a video on transplanting tomatoes and had done sort of an intro, and I had my camera not set up quite correctly where it came out a little blurry. And so I am reshooting the intro, and we'll probably not go into as much into a second part of it that I originally planned on out here in the greenhouse. So with transplanting tomatoes, really you want to do it, if you have to up pot your tomatoes, you want to do it shortly after you get your first set of true leaves. When the tomatoes first pop up out of the soil, they'll have two little leaves that will come on. Those are called cotyledons, if I say that correctly. And you don't want to transplant them. That's just the first two things that are popping up, and the seedling is still very young and fairly weak at that point. You want to wait until after the first true leaves, the next set of leaves come on at least. Maybe wait till they get 3 or 4 leaves or a little bit taller, till they get like 2 or 3 inches tall and you get some extra leaves. And then if you need to, especially if you have several seedlings in a single pot, wait until they get a little bit bigger, and then you can separate them and then put them in, up pot them into their own separate pots, whether it's into just another same size pot where they're by themselves and have some room to grow, or you can put them into larger pots to give them more time and more room to grow until you transplant them outside after hardening off and all those sorts of things. Now, in my case, I did not do that as soon as I should have. I had a lot of other things going on here at the house, multiple projects, the rabbit dying, the tree coming down. If you've seen some of my past videos, we had a lot of things going on. So I kind of just left my stuff in pots. And my original plan was to, I put 2 or 3 seeds in each pot, but I never planned on transplanting them. My plan was to just snip off the weaker ones that maybe came up, keep the strongest plant, and then do a second batch that I would grow to sell. Well, I never got around to doing that. So my plants got very long, leggy looking. They curled around. They were trying to kind of get away from each other because I had like 2 or 3 seeds per pot, or in each hole in the pots. And so like they were trying to find a place to grow and give themselves space. So they got they would like turn and grow in weird ways that they really shouldn't if I had done it properly. So in some ways, this is a way not to grow and transplant your tomato plants. Now you can still recover from that. So, but you have to be careful that as you're pulling the plants apart, stems can snap, you can break off roots, and the more stress you put the plant through, the more struggle they're going to go through to survive, or maybe take longer to recover. So I did half of my tomato plants last night, and they did work out pretty well. And real quick, we are going to switch over to that section of the video that did come out that I filmed yesterday. Tomatoes are all just intertwined in there. That's not what you normally want to do, right? Normally, if you are going to transplant, to give yourself the best possible outcome, separate your seeds out a little bit, maybe into like 3 separate, if you're going to plant 3 seeds per pot or 2 seeds per pot, separate the holes a little bit so they've got a little bit of growth room, and you want to transplant them way before they get this big, shortly after they get their first true leaves, because when they first pop up, they'll have the cotyledons, I think I'm saying it right this time, which is the first 2 little leaves that pop up. That's too early to transplant your stuff. You want to wait till they get the true leaves on, which would then be the next set of leaves that pop out above the cotyledons. So that's when I should have transplanted mine. That was probably 3 weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think. So now I've got these crazy bent leggy tomatoes that I need to do some stuff with. So I'm gonna get this started today and see what happens. Got some of my Happy Frog soil back here. So we'll get a little bit of the new soil in the pot. I'm up potting these into 6-inch pots, these round ones here, going from these, I think these are 4-inch pots that I have here, or 3.5, something like that. So I want to try to get some of these done, and I'll probably actually finish up this video tomorrow. I'm sitting up here on the deck up by the house where I might get some road noise and other stuff, so hopefully this comes out okay. But we'll finish up in the greenhouse tomorrow to show you the final product, but I wanted to get this started this evening. So let's kind of see how this goes, and I'm going to start off with my bread and salt variety and see what happens with those. And I'm going to bring the camera up here. Really, Oliver? You okay? Are you all right? Okay. I'll get the camera up here closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so we got our pot. We got some soil in there to get started, and now we got to start pulling these poor things apart. This is going to put a lot of stress on the plant. Although tomatoes can be pretty resilient, but you know, this is kind of a problem. And I still have a couple weeks before I can put these outside. So I don't want to wait a couple more weeks in these pots because you already see the craziness that's going on here. This isn't the best situation. You know what? Let me get another. All right, I got another tray here so that I'm not dumping dirt all over my deck and table. This will catch some of the stuff so I can pick it up. And so what we're gonna do is try to pull them apart a little easily so as not to rip up the roots too much and get the plants apart. There we go. That wasn't too horrific. Get some of this dirt out of the way because I want to bury this down in the pot quite a bit. Because with tomatoes, whatever the roots are touched, or whatever your stems are touching the dirt, will put off new roots. And so even if you're starting off with some leggy or crazy tomatoes, if you're careful and try not to break them, you can kind of bend them around a little bit. See how I just did that? Like I did a little twist with the stem, and it's down there in the pot like that. And with all that touching the soil, and I'm going to pinch off a couple of these bottom leaves because you don't want the leaves touching the dirt. That can give them more ability to get funguses and stuff like that. Even if you got good soil, if you got the leaves down in there and they get too much moisture, then they can start just not doing too great and have more chance of disease. So it's okay for the stem because the stem is going to put off more roots off of whatever's touching the dirt. And so we're going to take that big leggy thing and start piling some dirt around it. To make it look more like a normal functioning tomato. Now what's going to happen is that this stem, as it's now in contact with the soil, and you know, we'll water it in a little bit, bottom water it, it will, in time, once it recovers, you know, within a few days, it'll recover from this transplanting, the shock that we just put it through by doing all this to it. It'll start putting off roots all around of the stuff that's down in the soil. That's going to cause this stem to get thicker and stronger so that in a couple weeks, when we are getting ready to go transplant outside, we should have a stronger, healthier plant. And that's kind of the way you transplant tomatoes when you are behind. Now, if you are working with tomatoes that are much younger, maybe only about half of the size that I'm working with here. They should be in a better condition than when I have them here, and it should be a much easier process. But just to let you know, I mean, I've run into this before. I've had years where I've been behind before and not had done things as quickly as I should have, as many of you probably run into. And so, you can still recover from this. It just gives a little bit more shock to the plant, but you can help them still get stronger, healthier stems, even if they end up a little curly, a little leggy, if you had them too far away from the light initially, if you got behind and got them in situations like this where you have a bunch of plants, you can still recover the plant and still end up with a good strong plant that's going to go outside for your summer produce. So there's bread and salt number 1. So I'm going to get through some more of these before it gets too late in the evening, and then I'll probably finish up the rest of them tomorrow morning in the greenhouse. And that's where we'll finish up this video. Okay, so now that you've seen that part of it and kind of how to pull them apart and curl them around the pots, so to give them some strength, you can recover from these types of issues and it will be okay. Those plants will come back. Now, they will look a little droopy and not so happy for probably a good couple of days, although the ones, as you see here, that I did yesterday, they're doing all right. They're coming along, but it'll probably take another couple of days for them to look a little stronger and then start, getting back into their growth pattern where they'll start filling out more in the stems and putting off new leaves and stuff. And the idea is that within a couple of weeks, by the time it's time to plant outside for me here in Zone 7A, that everything will be fine. I've gone through this before. I've had other years where I did not keep up with things, and so this is one of those years. But I've had successful tomatoes most of my years. And in the years that they weren't so great, it normally had nothing to do with that kind of thing. It was more like it just rained for 3 months straight and everything just got waterlogged and rotty. So hopefully that won't happen this year. But I decided not to do a second part out here in the greenhouse today. I mean, I think that little bit of transplanting kind of covered what you needed to see. If you have any questions about this kind of thing, feel free to put them in the comments below. Also, put down in your comments, like how you've done your transplanting, or have you run into these kinds of things before where you waited too long and things were kind of all tangled and growing together, and how it worked out for you as you progressed through the season, or any other comments you want to put below on what worked best for you. But I appreciate that you're here hanging out with me again today, and I hope whatever's going on in your neck of the woods, in your homesteads and gardens, that your planting season, your transplanting season, your growing season is going fantastic for you, and that you are having a great day. But we will see you again soon. Namaste.